Hello and welcome to another English class. Today, as I promised in the last video and the video before that, we are looking at transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, ambitransitive verbs, ditransitive verbs. Don't worry, I'll explain everything. You will hopefully understand. Okay. Now, transitive verbs take objects. Okay, there can be an object in the sentence. However, I wanted to focus on monotransitive verbs for this section, meaning there can only be one object and the object must be there, okay? Because a transitive verb can also be intransitive. You can have the object, but you don't have to have the object to complete the sentence. I wanted to focus on verbs where you have to have the object, or you must have the object to complete the sentence, okay? Some monotransitive verbs here. Turn on. He turned on the radio. You can't say he turned on. That doesn't make any sense. So you need the object. Inflate. She tried to inflate the tire. Okay? Again, she tried to inflate. Doesn't make any sense. You need the object for the sentence to make sense. Okay? Inflate, by the way, is to put air into something. Of course, you can use a pump or something mechanic, more extravagant. Hold. They tried to hold a party. Okay? Now, they tried to hold. In some contexts, to hold is to pause, for example, hold, but that's really not the correct meaning of hold in this context. Okay, that's a slightly different meaning. So in this context, to hold something in your hand is monotransitive. Okay, you can't say they tried to hold. Okay. They keep secrets very well. They keep what? I need more information. Therefore, this is a monotransitive verb. You must have one object in the sentence to complete the sentence for it to make sense. Taste. I couldn't taste the chili. Okay, I couldn't taste. Now, some people say, well, you can't say I couldn't taste, but we would probably have an object. I couldn't taste anything. Okay, after the operation, I couldn't taste anything. You would say, I couldn't taste. You would say, I lost my sense of taste, taste there being a noun. But yes, this is a monotransitive verb. And wear, she likes to wear a hat. I know how she feels. She likes to wear a hat. She likes to wear. I need more information. Therefore, I need the object. Therefore, it's a monotransitive verb, okay? Now, you can't, did I already say this? A transitive verb doesn't have to have an object. It can have an object, but it doesn't have to have an object. Now, intransitive verbs don't have objects, okay? They do not have objects. But some transitive verbs don't have objects, and they're called ambitransitive verbs, okay? So if a transitive verb can go without the object, it's ambitransitive. Intransitive verbs can never take an object, okay? Go. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go something? No. We need to go someone? No. So that never takes an object. Okay, so that's intransitive. No object. Nunca. Never. Exist. Dinosaurs existed. Yes. Dinosaurs existed something or someone? No. Intransitive. Come. You don't have to come. You don't have to come something. You don't have to come someone. Doesn't make any sense. So this is intransitive. Okay. No object after these verbs. Die. Her fish died. Her fish died something? No. Her fish died someone? No. However, if you spell dye, D-Y-E, meaning to change the color of something, then it's transitive. But that's a different verb. Now, ambitransitive verbs, as I said, they can take objects, but they don't have to take objects. For example, she ate is fine. She ate, that's a good sentence. You can say that. And that's intransitive. But she ate the apple. Now it's transitive. Okay, so this is an ambitransitive verb. It can take an object. It doesn't have to take an object. Are you with me so far? Are you with me means, do you understand? Are you following? Now, ditransitive verbs, and this is actually the reason I made this video, or you can call them bitransitive verbs, because obviously bi means two. So there's your clue. Ditransitive verbs take two objects, okay? They can just take one object, but they can take two. Now, write. I wrote a letter. perfect sentence, one object, so that's a transitive verb. It's also ditransitive because you can say, I wrote her a letter. Oh, sugar. I've just realized I wanted to write the alternative version. Give me a second. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to give you the alternative way to write or say this. So I wrote her a letter. Then you've got two objects, her and a letter. Now obviously from the first sentence we can see that a letter is the direct object because you need that for the sentence, and her is the indirect object. Okay, now you can use it like this, where the indirect object is first and the direct object is second, or you can have the direct object first and the indirect object second, but there you need to have a preposition. I wrote a letter to her. Okay, and the preposition changes depending on the verb, depending on the meaning. Okay, so I wrote her a letter, or I wrote a letter to her. Two objects, ditransitive or bi-transitive verb. Tell. She told a story. A story is your direct object. She told the children a story. The children is your indirect object. And if you want to have the direct object first, she told a story to the children. Okay, so both of these use the preposition to, because you write to someone and you tell something to someone. Okay. Cook. They cooked lunch. They cooked us lunch. Now, there are two objects there. Obviously, us is the indirect object, lunch is the direct object. They cooked lunch for us. Now we switch the objects and we have to use a preposition for it to make sense. So you've got two alternatives every time when you use a ditransitive verb. You can use a preposition where the direct object goes first, or without the preposition, the direct object goes last. Okay. And finally, call. He called her a taxi. I chose this example for fun because when you call someone a taxi, it means you call a taxi for them. So he called a taxi for her, which means he called the taxi company on her behalf. En su nombre, you know, he was a proxy. You could also say he called her a star, or he called her an angel, or he called her a lovely person. Okay, that would make more sense. But you wouldn't have this version. You wouldn't say he called a star for her. So for it to make sense, I had to use the taxi version. Okay, so I'm not sure if it belongs in this section. In this context it does, but in the other context, for example, he called me a name. He called a name to me? No, that doesn't make any sense. So you wouldn't be able to use it the other way around. It's still ditransitive. You've still got two objects, but anyway, he called her a taxi. He called a taxi for her. There you go. I would like to have spent more time on this, but I think that's it really. That's explained. I hope you learned something from this. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more English classes, and share this with anyone you know who is learning English, who might benefit from my videos. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye bye.